do you really believe that there will be some positive outcome on stopping the combat operation by Russia to Ukraine by this meeting, where still President Zelensky's presence is not clear?
Well, of course, the two sides in this matter would be Volodymyr Zelensky and Vladimir Putin. Of course, the meeting is set to be held 5 days from today in August 15, and much can change in the hemisphere of information and media broadcasting in 5 days. I believe that's a long time. However, with the inclusion of Volodymyr Zelensky, it may bring to the discussion of dialogue. However, if we see that he's not being involved in such a discussion, it would definitely have some kind of irritant reaction in European Union as well. Someone who has been helping Ukraine with arms, ammunition, and regardless of support, even support from Italy as well on reconstruction of Ukraine after such a war has ended. Of course, Donald Trump did set the market demand for worldwide wars to be halted, if not a ceasefire to be implemented. Recently, we've seen it with Armenia and Azerbaijan, of course, Cambodia and Thailand. That was more or less done by Malaysia on their behalf. But right now, it still is way too early to understand what kind of outcomes we shall see. But such a meeting between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump is very good for the optics, if you would look at it. But how much results we are going to see for the fighting on both sides to end is a matter of question.
Germany has imposed an arms embargo
Yes.
or ban on Israel. Could this mark a turning point in Europe's policy towards this conflict, especially Israel and Gaza, and Israel's annexation plan or to complete wipe out of Gaza?
Thank you for your question. Of course, let me add on here, the number of dead children from Israel imposed starvation in Gaza rises to 100. So we can it can be easily ascertained that this has gone far beyond what was required. There is no kind of a political win, military win by taking over or going into a full conquest of Gaza, as per the Israeli media, as how they say it. Initially, before Germany hosting this arms embargo, we've seen Slovenia to be the first European nation in order to say that we will also ban any kind of arms trade with Israel. What happens is they are complicit in creating a genocide, creating a mass murder trial, creating a starvation program for the people residing in Gaza, and Europe cannot be seen complicit and being in support of such an action. We know that a lot of protesters was arrested in London yesterday in a rally as well. So it won't change regular folks' support of what is happening in the Gaza Strip. Of course, the military head, chief of staff of Israel remains very conflicted with his leader Benjamin Netanyahu, trying to push for a full conquest. What they mean by this conquest is to remove Hamas from controlling their own citizens of the Palestinians. That's right. What they say. But in generalizing here, what we understand is a complete wipe off and complete making sure that Gaza is no longer being able to host any kind of forms of life. That's right. Their goal.
You see, India has lost all its neighbor because of his diplomatic policies. Same thing happening in Washington. They are losing relationship with Canada, now the bordering country with Mexico. How do you see the world orders or the diplomacy of the, the strong countries are going on?
Well, we're 1 month away from the UN General Assembly, and I believe that one should always pursue dialogue and diplomacy before trading blows with weapons, cannons, rockets and missiles. Of course, the example that you gave me regarding India and definitely America involved itself in a trade war with much of the world, with almost over 69 countries.
Yes, sir.
And that definitely not exclusive to its own neighbors as well. We have Canada, we have Mexico, and of course Brazil and Latin America as well. If Donald Trump's administration were to focus on his part of the continent, I'm pretty sure that he would have beneficial relationships with all that are there in Central, North and South America.